Hi, I'm Benno, and this is Pagan Poetry, an examination of all things music video. And today, I'm going to show you how to write a successful music video treatment. So the goal with the music video treatment is to create a captivating and concise visual and written presentation of your concept. What does that mean exactly? Let's break it down. I should say before we start, this is how to write a music video treatment for a record label. If you're dealing with an independent artist, things might be a little bit different, but a lot of these concepts will still apply. So before you start, there are some questions you got to ask of yourself and of the client. Primary one is, what is the budget? This is going to give you the canvas and the tools on which you have to paint. Is it a large canvas? Is it a small canvas? The budget dictates that. Some more specific questions would include, is hair and makeup included in the budget? Is styling included in the budget? Some labels cover this, some labels don't. You want to get clarity on that. Another question to ask, is there any creative direction from the artist, management, or label? Sometimes artists will have detailed creative direction, sometimes they won't have any at all. It's good to get clear on what they want. When is the shoot and where is the shoot? For obvious reasons. Will the artist be acting in the video? Are they just going to be performing? Will they be acting? You want to get clear on what role they're going to be comfortable doing. So those are kind of the technical nitty-gritty questions you want to ask before you get started. Here are some questions you want to ask of yourself. First of all, allow yourself to brainstorm. Don't censor yourself at all. Just let it fly. Write down ideas, concepts. Maybe there's a visual reference that you're cued in on. Anything like that, just let it flow. So start with some basic. What inspires you about the song? Is it the lyrics? Is it the tempo? Is it the production of it? What are you cueing in on that's kind of feeding you some kind of inspiration? Keep in mind, a lot of times you'll be working with songs that you might not be listening to in your own free time, but you still want to make friends with the song and cue in on what you like about it. You're going to want to do some research on the artist online, so go to their Instagram, their TikTok, their Wikipedia page, their own official website. Do as much research as you can and look at their past music videos. What have they done? What haven't they done? I personally find it helpful to bounce my ideas off somebody. I like that kind of interchange and riffing of ideas. So that's something I like to do in my concepting. Finding a person like that is a key thing for me when I write my music video treatment. Here's a handy tip. I keep a folder of music video ideas. When I come across in my daily life a photo, a video, some line, anything like that, I keep it in a folder called music video ideas, non-specific. That way, when called upon to write a treatment, I can dig in there for some inspiration. One thing I saw in treatments when I worked at Warner Music Nashville was people writing things that you can't see. He felt conflicted about his relationship. Write how you see that. He was thinking about his time in the Navy. Can I see that on screen? Be sure and write what you can see. The other thing I would tend to avoid, if at all possible, is what I call say dog, see dog, which is a literal representation of the lyrics. When they say, I walked in through the door, they walk in through the door. A little unimaginative in my book. Sometimes artists will want something like that, but I say if you can avoid it, do it. Another thing is avoid writing too technically in your treatment. Sometimes you hear things like Steadicam and dolly and a short focal length. Assume that your audience does not have a deep understanding of film and video production. So instead of saying the Steadicam moves throughout the house, say the camera floats throughout the house. Next up comes the budget, where concept meets reality. So here are some questions to ask of yourself when you're dealing with the budget. First one is pretty obvious. Can your concept be executed with the budget provided? Don't write something that you can't deliver. Labels will hate it if you go over budget. Be sure you can deliver with what you've got. Did you run this concept past a producer? Developing early on a relationship with a great producer is key. Get someone like that on your team so you can quickly run this concept past, say like, hey, do you think this is deliverable with the money that we have? Having that producer run a rough budget. Sometimes producers are going to want some money to run a rough budget, but if you can develop a relationship with a producer and then they know you're going to use them over and over and over again, they'll be willing to write a rough budget for you. Just a ballpark thing to make sure that you are in bounds with what you've got. Be sure and look through all the fine details of what you've written. can you deliver on all those things within the budget? One thing you're also going to want to do, you're going to want to pad the budget a little bit if you can. Things always come up in production, and you're always going to need that little extra money here or there. So be sure and pad it, and a good producer can help you do this. Pad your budget if at all possible. So that's part one on how to create a successful music video treatment. I'll be creating another video on the other aspects. Be sure and like, subscribe, alert, all that jazz. Hit me up with any questions in the comments below. I'll try to answer as many as I can, and I'll see you next time.